Starting from the left then.
Who's left?
Your left? My left.
Oh shit!
First band member.
Yeah, sure.
Introduce yourself.
My name's Pat, vocal on Isolate, and we've come together from TQC, and it's been really good so far.
TQC? What's that?
Correlation Coalition.
Correlation Coalition.
Yeah.
How did you come up with that?
How did I? But basically, what it was, smoking a doobie, as always, and I was like, quarantine, isolation, correlation, coalition. We've come together, the Correlation Coalition, and it's just like literally, there has been no planning put into this. Just winged it all. Found these guys who have winged it with me, and
Organic winging.
Yeah, organic winging, like a fucking bird.
Second from the left. Who are you?
My name's Eric D. I do all the MCing, play a little bit of guitar. Just here for the ride. It's been fucking very interesting, very good thing to come out of a very bad situation.
When did you join the band then?
I joined the band just after the lockdown started, so I think it was a couple of months ago. I put an advert on a website, it's called Join My Band. After a serious depression of making no music, nobody. And then that was just before Christmas, and then 3 months later I got a message. Now we've got the album, yeah.
Have you been in a band before?
I was in a band when I was a kid. I do a lot of solo stuff as well, but it's hard to find musicians to work with really that aren't kind of old men at the open mic nights. So
Nothing wrong with old men.
Yes.
I have no problem with old
How
men.
old are you?
I'm 24.
How old is old for you?
Maybe 23.
23 is too old.
Third in. Name?
Me?
I'm moving on.
I am the Funk Goblin itself.
How did you create Funk Goblin?
How did I create Funk Goblin?
What's the Funk Goblin?
The Funk Goblin created me. But I'd like you to meet the rest of the people, so I'm going to shut up.
Can you
And
pass
what's your
the
name?
audio?
I'm Z, or Zen, singer, guitarist,
No, not at all, man.
JK extraordinaire.
Pretty much.
Yes.
Luscious locks.
Fusion, luscious locks.
Nice shirts.
Don't forget your conditioner, lads. Don't forget your conditioner,
Don't
lads.
have that problem.
Most important
Yeah.
part of the hair routine condition.
Straight off. Hair conditioner, shampoo. What brand? Aussie.
Daily?
Aussie.
Daily?
Yeah. Aussie.
boy.
Blow
Smells
dry?
fucking awesome. No. Towel dry.
Yeah.
Tighter.
When you're in bed, do you do the whole you fan it out on the pillow behind you?
That's best though.
Because that's a big thing for me. I have long hair.
I feel. Oh really?
Yeah.
Pillow for your pillow. I've had long hair for far too long.
And I have my hair pillow.
Special hair pillow.
Yeah, it's good. Gives you the kink.
I feel
attacked
yeah.
on
this subject, so I must say, can we please move on? I've known this geezer for, don't know, about 10 years. I've known him as a musician. I met him as first thing he said to me was like, I'm a bassist. And I've always been doing music and been on similar kind of scenes as he. We're always I feel like we're on a separate, we used to meet up and we'd be like, how come we haven't been in a band together before? And it's like we were going on our own little journey and we've come round. And I got the message off him, he was like, I'm doing this song, do you want to get on it? Of a bunch of individual tracks that he's put together, told me the concept, the quarantine in a high-rise during the outbreak and how people and families or whoever is dwelling at this flat deal with this situation. And he was like, spoke to me. I live in a flat, so I understand. And it's like, well, this guy, he basically come to us with a folder full of bass tracks with drum, and he was like, can you do everything else? And like we all just kind of got in a WhatsApp group together, and somehow.
It's pretty mad considering been away from everyone.
Yeah, exactly.
I haven't even seen my family, and now.
So is this the first time this band's actually been together?
Yeah. It's the first time I've met anyone.
Yeah.
Wow, that's amazing.
I've never met Ben, you, Zen, Eric, nobody. Other than Mr. Goblin. Yeah, no, it's pretty mad that we've got that.
Fifth band member.
Hello.
what's your name?
My name's Alb. With a B. Alb. Not Albert. Alb, and then my surname is Human. No. I know it's a penal joke. Thank you.
To be fair. If you have a friend you want to introduce.
My egg.
Yeah.
He's my friend.
What's the egg's name?
He has no name.
Has no name.
Has no name. He doesn't need one.
An egg has no name.
An egg has no name.
An egg has no name.
Has no name. The landlord is
Should we
here.
get him in?
I don't know if we should. His nickname could be Lando. Lando.
Orlando Bloom.
Oh, Lando.
He does gardening on his part-time.
What are you doing? Please sit down. Go away.
Introduction.
I will lick
You having a good look at it?
Go away. Oh my Jesus Lord. Is she being a fragile person? I need space.
It's a very strange group.
Gambol.
That was good.
Is that a gamble?
Hashtag parkour. I tried that once and fell off a wall. I appreciate that.
In the band?
Well, I was approached by Mr. Goblin. We're part of a different project together, and he approached me saying that he wanted some drums attaching to a folder full of bass. So I did.
So you're the drummer?
Yes. For a fragile man to hit things very hard repeatedly, it's... Well, my existence is an oxymoron in itself, you see. But it's okay. I'm okay with that. I've accepted that.
Before?
Yes. Nothing like this. It was all very heavy, very screamy, very shouty, and...
Heavy metal?
Not necessarily heavy, more post-hardcore.
Post-hard?
Yeah, with men that sing like women.
Is it
Yeah.
safe to say you found a band that has the same sort of sound as what that's inside you?
All that's inside of him is yellow and white.
Can we stop the yoking around, please? Being able to flick between styles, and it's nice. It's good. I like
So
it.
you'd say that you more enjoyed yourself more in the
Definitely.
bands,
100%.
it's
Yes.
less.
Yes,
Okay.
I'm happy.
And we have the last member of the team.
Here you go.
Hello. I am Golden Boy. I am Merge, aka Sweaty Balls Man. I'm just the reprobate that graffitis, to be fair.
He's an artist.
Artist.
I don't know these guys. They just came up to me like earlier on today. I was just outside hanging out my washing. And I was like, yo, you got a big ass garden, bruv.
To use your garden!
Your garden is for use, yes.
So it's safe to say that you're probably going to be on stage a lot.
Yeah, I'm gonna be naked.
And that.
I'm gonna be naked.
What are the 4 elements, man?
Earth, wind, fire, and balls.
4 elements, hip-hop.
That's how we're all made.
Nice.
You go do some painting.
Yeah, cool.
Good job!
You go do some painting.
And like, I listen to it a lot. I think I rang you was like, are you serious about this? Fucking,
About sweaty balls, man.
just the whole, the general,
Process, yeah.
and like you were so sure that you could get it done. And like, it's mad that we've got to a point where, and through the internet as well.
It's insane, man. It's been one interesting thing to do, I think, because I would never have done this if this hadn't have happened. You know, if the world hadn't have stopped. But
Yeah.
It's give us our purpose and not going
See, that's the thing. For you guys, the world did stop. I had to carry on going.
Got a little I bet you got a time for the
together,
bit.
the first song you ever collaborated on, was that a big issue for you guys? Was it something that really solidified the team?
The first one I heard
just
was like 6 minutes of bouncing synth. I had no idea what to do with it. It was a bit strange. We had done Isolate already, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, when I first heard Isolate, I didn't know that there was like. I thought that I was just going to write some stuff for it. I didn't know that there was going to be like full vocals all the way through.
Yeah.
Which is pretty sick. But I think what's actually ended up is like a cool little like scrapbook of what's been going on at different times in history. So the whole thing's taken a couple of months, and you know the first Forced to Walk was kind of like more at the start of the lockdown, and then when all the like Black Lives Matter stuff started happening, that kind of comes in later in the album. So it's like a chronological documented what's been going on whilst we've been at home. Like, yeah, it's sick. And like
So
a really
you've
good
got your
thing
own
to have.
catalogue of sort of solo
Just like, yeah,
artists.
hip hop stuff, I do like blues, funk, hip hop. Yeah. I mean, when I'm not working, I go busking, and that's kind of how I live.
That's amazing.
Trying to make my rent.
I think that this would never have worked unless this had happened. Does that make sense?
Yeah, we are a product of circumstance, man.
Lockdown is the
Necessity is the mother of all invention. This is a prime example. What do you guys think about it?
I
I know your initial idea was a bit different to what it was.
I think
Saying
yeah,
this is something totally different.
What's
to
the
what I
initial
was
idea?
doing.
The initial idea was like a concept album of like I spoke about. So there's one guy in his bedroom and he's just got a drum machine and he starts fucking about with the drum machine, doing the bass line and everything, and then he hears music from next door and he's like, oh, okay, so I'm gonna go and find out what that is, and he meets one other member of the coalition. Like he's like, okay, cool, and then from that it will go to another track and he'll go into a different room and he'll meet someone else, and by the end, like, the whole concept was he was working his way down the tower blocks, and then at the end of the album we'll all come out of the fucking tower block and everything will be over, but it's going to be all fucked up and we don't know what's going on, and like we come out and we are like we exit the fucking thing at the end at the bottom of the tower block, and that's us. We've handpicked each other from all these different rooms and all the different genres. Like the whole initial idea was going to be like there was going to be jungle, there was going to be garage in it, like there was going to be like all these different rooms, but from what got created in what we was doing is far, far, far better than what I had in mind.
How did you feel when you first pitched the first concept?
I felt like a dickhead.
Today,
What was insane?
Yeah, literally, I'd send them voice notes of like, this is what I want, and when I'm saying it and I listen back, I was like, that's fucking mental.
Never listen back.
On the WhatsApp, trying to read, especially if I'm trying to be sly and like read something when I'm like, you know, and being quiet. And I'm my phone like that. Like, who are these people?
You're telling me there is audio that it's just too funny not to listen to.
It's
Again,
disgraceful.
I think that needs to be brought into the light.
Me and Frank Goblin, we have an ongoing relationship. Some would say it's a message of
Acrimonious.
The problem is being of an egg descent. I just want more than one chick, and he won't allow me to.
He wants to be put in more than one basket.
Anyway, on said group, there has been many a heated exchange, and I'm not proud of what I have said, and I'm sure that Mr. Goblin isn't either. But unfortunately, those things had to be said.
I stand by what I said.
Goblin.
Pardon? No, makes him Mrs. Egg.
Mr. Goblin.
Can you hold my egg, please?
Yeah, sure.
Thank you. I must reattach.
What's on it?
Can I have the egg?
Should I?
egg.
I told Goblin
Do you
to
trust
leave my egg
him
alone.
with your
No,
child,
you
children?
hold it, thank you.
Give me the
It's
egg.
one of his children.
Give me it back.
Thank you, sir.
No, Zen.
You're gonna have to ask the Eggman if you want to hold his little egg baby. You can tell that Alb is very attached to it. Alb's the kind of sensitive guy in the band who's a lot of expressions.
Okay.
So the identity of the band then, we seem to be having some face masks. Who wants to explain that? Because they all look different as well, don't they?
I know why I do it.
Masks.
I think there's a lot of stuff that's said that I think the tunes do the talking, and I don't really ever feel like my face needs to be connected to that.
Gorillas,
It's worth
Slipknot.
it's worth more than, you know. It's not. I don't ever want to get caught up in any rat race of people, you know, just putting my personal shit, my family out anywhere. You know, I think the music is, you know, you listen to it, you don't watch my face to it.
It's quite social political, especially like, I feel this song has got a lot of social political aspects to it that can place you somewhere in society, and I feel like you don't want to be placed, probably want to say
It's like a
What needs to be said?
unity of different people in different places doing different stuff, and I think especially being, you know, happening through this, the whole thing was a little bit anonymous anyway, because, you know, I never saw any of your faces when I was making the tunes, so
True.
why should anyone see my face when I'm playing the tunes?
Yeah, exactly.
I think that,
Ultimately, I think at the end of the day, our faces don't need to be attributed to it because the music does. The music says what needs to be said, and our faces don't need to do it.
So is this something you're going to continue on, develop,
I would like to.
Yes.
upgrade?
Yep. This is just
Fun Goblin, what do you reckon? You're gonna
So moist right now.
This is just the start.
you're gonna continue sending bass lines and drums, drum tracks over.
I've already got the second wave pretty much done and dusted to send to you guys.
Then once again, it is a folder full of bass.
Yes.
So your drums, so you program them, yeah?
No, so this now is me playing.
So
Electric
you
kit.
used electric kit, yeah.
So it's all into MIDI, and he can put it and make sound.
And are the snares like what you specifically wanted?
No, that's what he wanted.
Okay.
But because it's electric and can go into MIDI, he can have his wicked way then, can't he?
You recorded your snare individually live, and then
Yeah,
he
so the
programmed,
whole-
and then he put that into. Wow, that's fucking cool, man.
Give me the egg.
Oh, fuck that.
I will get the egg.
I don't trust you.
And Al done the MIDI drums, and I took what he'd done, but put my great uncle's drum hits on top of his hits. I will get it.
It's okay. It's fine.
I'm talking about your drums.
What about
The fact
So in answer to my question was like he used his great uncle's banger MIDI fills while you played electronic. That's incredible. That's some crazy shit. And obviously you've been doing production, recording and arranging along the way, a lot of that.
like I said to them, they are on the pizza base. They're my toppings, literally.
How does everyone feel about that?
as usual?
What topping would you be on my pizza though?
It'd be a garlic paste.
What about you?
Caramelized onion or like pepperoni?
Yeah. No, you can't be fucking vegetables or meat.
I'm the egg, the binder that holds the dough together.
So you're actually part of the bass. So he's actually bass and drums, isn't it? Is the pizza.
Base. Pizza base.
See what I'm saying? I'm the pizza, he's the face.
States. And I say make America great. Desegregate society and open the gates. Remove the silver spoon, stick it down on the plate, and then maneuver through the movements of the African race. See if you can see the world behind a blanket of hate. See if you can tell yourself that your life is the same. But you can't comprehend if you're white and you're British, because you're living off the fruits of your
Please
ancestors.
leave me alone.
So first song.
Yes, that's right.
I've seen the video.
Yeah.
I'm impressed. It's
Kind of just a commentary of what was going on at the time.
Fuck on your swan.
It's really strange.
No, you're not. No, you're not.
That is strange.
No, you're not.
some egg politics going on.
With the
was that the first project you ever did together?
That was the first thing I wrote.
So that was everyone
with these guys.
collaborating rather than adding to.
Yeah, well, I just got sent the instrumental to it, which these guys had already worked on. So I think I joined in like quite late in the.
So you
You're not
actually
midway through.
I was proper surprised when he come in. Like honestly, he come in and Funk Goblin come to me and he was like, he's a rapper from the UK and he wants to do this kind of music, and it was like he's been, like you said earlier, you've been waiting years to do this,
Not gonna let that baffle me.
and
But in a good way.
it was fucking awesome, man. It was awesome, man. I was like, great to hear like actual hearing some like conscious bars, but like over that kind of music, because a lot of music I hear today is more less collaborative in terms of instrumentation and like less natural instruments in it,
Properly.
and to me it was
That's what I wanted to do
fucking.
for ages. Like, work.
Can I just intersect 1 second?
Brought up on that sort of music, wasn't it?
Why did you just
Yeah,
come
my
on?
mum like
He said
fucking
things.
kept me- I think it's important to be authentic when you're doing stuff like that. I think being able to talk about what was actually going on was important in doing that, because I'm not a fucking gangster. I don't shoot people. I'm not going to talk about that shit. I like listening to people talk about like fucking material shit that doesn't matter when there's people that are struggling.
More
And
rapping
you're either into
But-
the ego or you're into the intellect. And I'm not a gangster, and I'm not a fucking fighter, and I'm not any of those things. But I like writing and I like reading.
Yeah. Just to go carry on.
Track. There's an album, right?
Yeah. It's an EP. Well, technically it was going to be a full album, and then we made this decision to split the album into 2 EPs.
All the things on my mind got me shaking. I really wanna break out. I think I'm gonna break out.
I don't like walls. I'm totally against walls. Just please get across. I don't like walls. Absolutely. No, I was once known by a quite popular name called Humpty Dumpty, and I had bad experiences with a wall. So no walls for me. Thank you. So I
Reincarnate.
hush you, peasant. I see a wall. I get flashbacks. I have panic attacks, and then I must be stroked by Goblin.
Dog, who's the other team player?
Andy Anderson.
Andy Anderson.
Yeah, boy. He is
This is news
the.
to me as well.
Yeah, no, he's the keys guy.
Keys player.
Yeah,
Oh,
he's
so,
the.
so you didn't realise there were 7 members?
I had no idea. I think I had one like voice call with everyone, but
We was on
sound
that,
the same.
and once again you were drunk.
Yeah, what
Didn't know
the
who was
accents?
who.
Sweaty as balls.
You're rather skilled, aren't you?
So, second song to be released, have we got a video for that?
Gobbo, get up.
I've been felt. Yeah, we've got.
You want me?
Yes, get
Got
up.
it, getting it filmed as we go.
Are we doing Mini Madness? The next thing.
Mini Madness.
You okay, man?
Yes.
You're back.
I got attacked.
Be good to get some.
Defense mechanism.
everything.
Who's
Yeah,
doing
yeah.
the music video then? Who put that together?
It's like how we have made music. There are things that we've filmed separately that are all incorporated together. So the visuals, other than this, it's all done.
Do you feel the dynamics might change when you're able to be in a room together?
I think
Maybe if we
anything
can
will
make
get done.
Fun Goblin be quiet for 10 minutes.
It's
Fun. Walkies, boy.
Calm down.
Come on. How'd you get?
There's a park over there to go for a run. Right, it's 3 quiet ones. Brilliant.
I kind of feel like getting together.
I'd like to
Maybe
see a
less
collaboration
productive
between the
than
3 of
working
you.
online. I think
It'd be interesting to see how different the stuff would sound
when it's
being apart, being together.
Because originally, I thought it was going to be some long album of a lot of electric guitar and stuff like that. And then he was like, the main guitarist is not doing it anymore. And like, there's no time to get these bits that I want from him. So I'm going to change the vibe. And this is when you come in, just as you come in. And it just all got done really quickly. It went from, it was like 2 months of like isolate and like bits of tunes,
just
and you've turned up and like you've propelled the process forward, and it's like, yeah, it's really wicked, man, and like nice to meet you.
Focus on something to do.
Serious bars, man, like everything makes sense, and it speaks to me, and like it's beyond I expected. I was like, okay, this sounds good, flow's good, what you're talking about is good, and then just you're going deeper and deeper and deeper in that Mini Madness. Unbelievable. All the stuff it has, there's some sort of edge to it where it's like, yeah, I get you, man. And
That's why I like the layers to the lyrics.
I think the whole country as a nation is feeling what you're saying.
Appreciate that, man.
More like,
No, bad boy,
They're a bit
MC.
lost.
Like all your bars, everything you say resonates
Impressive,
with me.
man.
Like honestly, like just full on. Every time you spit something, I'm impressed.
yeah,
I
man.
can't wait to hear what you do over the trip.
Can't wait to do it.
Straight your hand already.
Send it down.
Maybe.
so I'm assuming you're all very shy about opening up about lyrics and
Yeah, I hate talking about it.
you comfortable just putting something in the group chat for everyone to listen to?
As soon as I've written something, I'll just send it straight to them.
Yeah, no.
They hate it.
We all-
things
I
as
think
well.
We
as
bounce
a
off
group,
each
we are
other.
very brutally honest as well.
yeah.
I recorded lyrics 4 times because of this thing.
Tell me what happens.
So, I recorded them in my conservatory, into my laptop, sent them straight over. Didn't quite like them. So I sent them again, still didn't like them. So I went to his garden, recorded them there, cracked out a whip, and we got to work.
Inspiration, guys. Start with you again. Where's your inspiration? What you bring to the? If you had to put 4 or 5 albums on the table for everyone to listen to,
I am really bad with albums and genres and stuff. I know where I kind of came from, but it's changed since then. So, I mean, it was like classic rock and Zeppelin, Hendrix and stuff like that. Tupac and Biggie. Love that. I like Simply Red. It's kind of all over the place. Yeah, man, love. Like, saw him live, it's so good. Yeah,
Isn't he ginger?
Yes, nice hair.
he is the king of ginger.
Yeah, you got.
So
yeah.
all the others that were born after him, he has their souls.
Yourself, inspiration. If you had to put 10 albums or 5 albums on the table for
I
everyone
listen to absolutely everything. Go from Hans Zimmer movie scores to horrendous hardcore dubstep to death metal to jazz to a bit of Luther Vandross.
I listen to the widest range, other than reggae. I fucking hate reggae. Sorry, but I do. I just don't understand it.
I like reggae, man.
I don't understand it. I don't get it. Anyway, so I listen to a lot of Thornhill at the minute. They're very ambient, heavy metal. I also listen to a lot of the Midnight at the minute. Very electronic, 80s inspired.
Go on then, next for yourself. See?
Disraeli Gears by Cream. Been thinking about that recently. Great album. Old 1968 maybe. Fucking massively influential on my guitar playing and singing. And the album is like a psychedelic trip, and it's got something to it that, to me, I think encapsulates this kind of what this band's ethos is. It's some splatter paint up the wall of a historic moment that's been twisted, and with its kind of like characters and ideas that it becomes almost like a comic strip kind of world, and that's what I feel from that album. And if anyone hasn't listened to that, listen to that shit, man. Led Zeppelin 4. I felt for a while there was less melodic music in the world, and it was more like electronic and synthesized. And like
For yourself, inspiration, 10 albums if you had to put them down for everyone to listen to. Hold on.
Cheers. I'm actually mad into country music. I love Kenny Rogers and Glenn Campbell, and that's like my first experience of like storytelling in music was like listening to those guys when I was a kid. I love Eric Clapton, I love Led Zeppelin, I love Slash, I love the Three Kings. I like Frank Turner, Freddie King, Albert King, BB King. Yeah man, the boys, the absolute boys. I love hip hop as well. Quite an eclectic mix. I spent basically my whole life growing up with like just my mum, so I'm really close with my mum, and it's just me and my mum and music, which was meant because she's just fucking loves amazing tunes. So I got a big eclectic mix from that, and then I kind of found hip hop a little bit later on, but I like listening to stuff which has got a story to it. I understand two sides of it. There's a place for a voice and there's a place for a story, and some people are into one or the other or neither, and that's why there's different styles and stuff. I love Scroobius Pip, if you know who Scroobius Pip is. He's pretty insane dude. Yeah, he's a British guy. Eminem's just next level. You know, his early stuff when he was really in pain, and it was all. I find if something's authentic, then I'll enjoy it. You know, if someone's pretending to be something they're not, then I don't have any interest in listening to that. But you can tell when someone's really pouring their passion into something.
So David Gray, White Ladder.
Fuck yes.
It's like
Beautiful.
Blood Sugar Sex Magic from the Chili's, obviously, for Far Side, the Bizarre Ride to the Far Side. Massive album. Eminem Show, number 4. I had it on cassette and I'd fucking play it while playing Gran Turismo 2. That's part of my life. Maggot Brain, Parliament Funkadelic. Yeah, man. Well, Funkadelic. Just the song in general is fucking.
If we could put a tour together today, every city that you wanted, unlimited, who do you want to go on tour with? Festivals, who do you want to be on stage with that day?
These boys.
such a nice human. Has everyone ever told you?
Christmas present from everyone.
Yeah. Maybe my mum as well. That'd be pretty sweet.
Please, for the love of God, bring your mother.
Dizzy Rascal.
That's my choice.
Then I'd go with Frank Turner, I think.
I'd go Frank Carter.
Frank Carter is the only man ever that when I've been working that has come up and come off stage and thanked us for what we do.
Really?
Yeah. Came off stage at Leeds Festival and came over and shook all of our hands and said that we were the backbone for what he does.
Honestly, the street gorillas, I'd love to see that sort of thing. It'd be easy for you two guys to do a bit of collaboration and work. I think there's a lot of community within the West Midlands and that sort of music there.
This ain't Smash Mouth. You're an all-star? What? Okay, wait, okay, I got this. Wait, okay, I got. Hang on 1 second. Okay. What? It's sweaty bollocks, man. We'll sell you sweaty balls in a can. Gives you 2 for 15 pounds. Sweaty bollocks, man. He is sweaty bollocks, man. We'll sell you sweaty balls in a can. Gives you 2 for 15 pounds. Sweaty bollocks, man. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. I'm singing up in this bitch again. I don't even know what you are. What are you? I need to take a nap. I really need to take a nap. And my hooves are killing me.